Today we have a chapter from the 33 Strategies of War. I really love this book. This is a great book on strategy. Very similar in regards to Machiavelli's The Prince, and I like how it uses different examples throughout history. But anyway, on to today's chapter. Today's chapter is the 11th chapter. The 11th Strategy of War reads, Trade space for time, the non-engagement strategy. Retreat in the face of a strong enemy is a sign not of weakness but of strength. By resisting the temptation to respond to an aggressor, you buy yourself valuable time to recover, to think, to gain perspective. Let your enemies advance. Time is more important than space. By refusing to fight, you infuriate them and feed their arrogance. They will soon overextend themselves and start making mistakes. Time will reveal them as rash and you as wise. Sometimes you can accomplish more by doing nothing. This is the idea of timing. This is the idea of allowing a little bit of ground to be ceded so that you can give the best response, so that you can allow the enemy to overextend themselves. I think I was talking at an earlier point of this where basically, like, when I fight people, I don't necessarily immediately go headlong. I don't always just attack. Like, I usually allow them to come to me first. I usually allow them to show their approach, to show their hand, and then I strike, and then I go. And I think, for me at least, this is the best strategy for me because I'm not somebody with extremely fast switch fibers. I mean, I'm athletic certainly, but I'm not, I'm not Usain Bolt. So like this is the best strategy for me, and it's through giving something that I gain everything. And you need to understand this. Like, this is why Napoleon was known as one of the greatest generals ever. It was because he wasn't so focused on the space. He wasn't so focused on this position or this position. He was more so focused about the bigger picture, about everything else, about understanding the other opponent's strategy and then using that against them, not living and dying based off of one hill, one piece of ground. And I mean, if you really want to see a great example of this, go to, World War One and the Battle of the Somme. Like, millions of people died on that one stretch of land, and like, for what? There was one of the most bloodiest battles ever throughout the course of entire history, and it was literally over the course of like a mile or two. And it's just baffling to me that like people would just keep throwing troops. Like at a certain point you have to cut your losses. At a certain point, just give them the ground. It's not worth the men that you're losing. It's not worth the morale that you're losing. But who am I? I'm just somebody that's observing. It's always easier to observe from, a third eye view. But anyway, just start thinking about this principle. Start thinking about the idea of being willing to give space and taking your time, taking your just bird's eye perspective, taking your ability to view everything objectively and view everything in the moment. Because when you give something and allow someone to overextend, this is where you're going to find it. This is where you're going to find the chink in the armor. And I really do love how this book approaches strategy. I think it does it very well. The one thing I would say is I don't know why he chose 33. They kind of seem to blend together. Perhaps they're different elements of the same thing. But yeah, again, another great Robert Greene book. I suggest you pick up this book. It's very interesting. It has a lot of great ideas in it, a lot of great perspectives in it. And yeah. I'll link this book in the description. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the support lately. If you want to get more of me, go ahead and join my Discord. That's where I say when I'm streaming. That's where I, send book quotes. I send stuff like that. Someone was saying I should start a book club soon, and I think that's a really good idea. I'm working out the details, so I'm gonna send something soon about like my ideas, and then we'll iron out all the details to make it more easy, more fun, more accessible for everybody. And yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you want even more from me, if you want my writings, if you want the stuff that I'm really passionate about, like the things that I actually create, go ahead, join my school community. Love you guys so much. Peace out. I'll catch you next one.